Reckless talk. Son of a Justin. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt.
Okay, Kwame. Fulham 2, Arsenal 1, and you're basically here to do a post.
Arsenal is now number four in the Premier League table.
For a minute, we were number 1, and then within like 10 minutes, we dived to number 4 real quick. So disappointing, Mazi. I'm really, really disappointed. At least now I'm calm. You should have seen me just after the game. I was pissed off. Hey, bro. In fact, I was not myself today, but it is what it is. What did you make of the game?
For me, I feel like I think now the Kroenkes need to back up Arteta. This thing of trying to do makeshift with this Kenan Ketia and Smith Rowe, it's not gonna work. The Premier League is now the best league in the world, right? All the top 6 can go and nyorosha any team in the world right now. So we can't afford to have half-baked, because now you see Rice now looks beat. Why? Because you remember that picture when Rice was like turning on the sideway and like there are 4 players. You can't work that guy to the ground, and then you start saying he's hopeless. At least, we cannot use one person to hold up the whole team just because he's good. Even though he's good, they're going to infect him with mediocrity because now they want him to hold the team alone in midfield. That's not fair. We've seen Partey has not been there the whole time. In fact, Partey is another person we should sell, to be honest. There's no use of him being. He's supposed to go to the AFCON, and then he can only play 5-10 games a whole season.
Then gets injured again.
And he gets injured. So right now, if we can get even 20-30 million pounds for Partey, replace.
See the guy off.
Yeah, because when you look at Liverpool, that's why Mourinho did what he said. When you look at Liverpool, when you look at Man City, right?
Yeah.
You can see like they have like 2 players for almost each position. So even when they have a rough patch, they know that they have at least the front 3 in terms of striking. They are way better. Salah, Jota, all those guys, no one in our side can compare to the finishing rate of those guys. I think in the league, when you saw the statistics, out of 80 shots, Arsenal had how many shots on target in 4 games?
Was it 10?
Out of 8? Lie. No. It was like, I think, less than 10. It was like, I think 4 or 5. Like in 4 games, 80 shots, only 4 were on target. You see? So,
but Kwame, let me ask you this. Just focusing on today's game.
Yes.
We're talking about, apparently we're talking about squad depth. It's been the conversation by that guys have been talking about. Let's sign a striker. Let's seal those holes. Let's seal those loopholes that probably needs to be sealed. But looking at today's game, it just shown you the typical Arsenal. We always just have a way of bottling things. Yeah.
But so, can I tell you something?
Hold on. Let me say this. If you look at the way these players play today, the attitude they express, what I'm really interested in is the attitude they express towards the West Ham game versus the Fulham game. Even if we bring a striker, even if we bring the top, just like you're saying right now, Declan Rice, one of the best defending midfielders right now. Even if you get the best striker right now,
can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Let's not analyze the game from an emotional point of view. Let's analyze it from people who've been watching football for over 10 years. You see, when you're looking at a team's dominance, how do you evaluate dominance? Ball possession, we were 68%, right? Chances created, they were high. Even when I gave you the example of 80, it was 80 chances. Like they have positions with the ball, 80 positions on the box. but they
But are we,
can't do anything with it.
but
You see, so
Kwame,
the issue is,
are we talking
so the
about
issue,
today's game or with
no,
the
no, no,
West
no,
Ham
no.
game? Mhm.
I'm talking about today's game, but I'm just putting it together. You see, you cannot analyze one game. I started off this conversation by saying that we could see the signs from the beginning of the season, like we're just barely surviving and scoring each game. Why? Because we have a good defense. But you see, for
Mhm.
the defense to enjoy defending, don't make them defend the whole season. At least score 2, 3, 4 goals. Then they relax. They play without stress. But
Yep.
every game is a final. Every game, whether it is a small team, a big team, whether it is Luton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, every game is a final. You know, if you are scoring 3-0, even the defenders relax because they know we have a cushion. But now we have to put the shoulder, all of it, on Declan Rice, on Saliba. Declan Rice, Saliba, they're human. You see, what we need to do, when you look at today, Tottenham, they've had a rough patch. Why? Because they had injuries. But what
Mhm.
has made them survive? They are scoring goals. Yeah, the Korean
Yep.
guy there, what's his name? Son
Son Min
and
Hong, yeah.
the Charlison are on fire. They are scoring. As when you ask Ateta, oh, I don't want to sell Nketiah, fine. If he's saying that so that the value of Nketiah can remain high, that's okay. But as soon as we do the new year and we are dancing for next year, now we are supposed to rejoice being number 1. Now we are number 4. Sell all the garbage. You see, I
Listen,
can't. I
okay.
don't blame. Yeah, I don't blame
Yeah.
Gabriel. I don't blame Saka. I don't blame Martinelli. Those are boys, but you can't put the load, all that load. When you look at Man City, they have 2 players each position. You want Saka to play so many games, Champions League, Premier League, all the games, and you want that small boy to have all the pressure of holding the team. It's not
So
good.
yeah, let me say this, and that brings back the conversation about bench. By the way, we don't have a bench. We clearly don't have a bench,
We don't.
because even if you look at today's game, of course we all know that December has been quite busy. We've been having back to
Mhm.
back games, and clearly from
Yes.
today's game, the boys just looked lethargic. They looked so beat down.
They've been
Yeah,
overworked.
they've been overworked. Yeah.
Because there's no one to replace. You replace you can see every time we try to replace them, we lose or draw.
Yep. So the good thing is, the positive thing to probably maybe pick from this last season, he picked a blip towards, towards the end season. Yeah.
Yes.
The good thing is this time we picked a blip. Yeah. In the middle, in fact, in the second leg, we're now basically in the second leg right now. We picked a blip
Yes.
in
We
the
have a
second
chance
leg.
to fix things.
We now
Yeah.
have a chance to fix all these mistakes. The January window, by the way, not only, and it's not just a matter of even signing. They're just players who just need to decide if they want to play football or not.
Can I tell
Because
you what? We just need to have a replacement for the spine. Why? Because when the Saliba is really good, but once you play and you know that I'm not replaceable, there's somebody on the bench who can come and replace. Who can't. There's no one in the bench who can replace me. You become complacent. Like Saka and Martinelli know there's nobody who's good as them in the squad, so they have pride, and that it's normal. But you see, for me, I feel like what we need is to bring world class. You see, Declan Rice, like nobody can deny the impact. And then I don't like the fact that if we had Declan Rice, imagine Declan Rice is handling 3, 4 guys. If Declan Rice had a party who was fit, we would be winning games easily. Easily. But now you want this guy to defend the whole, like he's running. Imagine the way he runs. Imagine you're running like that 3 times a week. Even if you're the superstar. You can't run like that. You see, and that's why these guys are lethargic, because Man City has 2 people they can switch. Liverpool has people we can switch. As we have a 111, then we want to fix Nketiahs and people who are lightweight. Trossard and Odegaard are not physical. They are playmakers. So they need people like Partey and Rice to support them physically and help a bit. But they are playmakers. But the problem is half the time they are defending because we are not good enough. We don't kill off. If we had a striker like Osimhen or Haaland, where we just pop, because we are creating chances. You see, that's what can tell you if you are looking with a trained eye, not with an
Yep.
emotional eye. with a trained eye, Arsenal had in the whole, I mean, like the statistic they gave when they said that we had, how many was it? 30 shots in the first half of West Ham's game, right?
Yep.
And not even one shot on target in the first half, right? So the issue is not chance creation. If you are a technical person, if a team is not creating chances, then you say the coach is not doing his work.
Yep.
Yeah, but there are chances created. So how much more can a coach teach somebody? Like today, you saw Saka. Here's the. I didn't watch some of the game, but here's the goal. Here is Saka. He has people to give the ball here. He has the post here. He has a chance to put the ball down and kill off the game. The guy just blasts it. Now, is it Arteta's fault? Honestly,
bro.
If we had a bench, then if it was a Mourinho style and he had the bench, you just tell Saka, sit on the bench for 3 games. When he comes back, he's hungry.
And but that's now, what I think. That's what needs to happen with players, especially with players like Martinelli and Saka. Those are players who probably need to be benched. But the question is, even if we bench them, the guys who are coming, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. So listen, I don't
a lot, but it does nothing.
Listen, I don't want to dwell on this conversation. We're going to go to the player ratings next. I just want to ask you, by the Kwame, with the attitude we've displayed, with the way we are playing, with our squad depth, basically it's just the way Arsenal is set up right now. Are you confident we're going to win the league this season?
If we don't purchase right, because we are halfway. So that means, you see, in this league right now, the way the points are so close, you lose 3 games,
you're done.
I mean, you're done. Just like for us, just 3 games, and then all of a sudden now we are number 4. So because it's so tight, which is a good thing. So for me, I feel like Arteta has done his job. He just needs to be ruthless enough to get rid of the deadwood. You see. And I think that's now the back. I don't trust this is now has nothing to do with the footballers, like the technical team behind Edu and the rest of the guys.
Yep.
They should have been looking for a market for Smith Rowe, Cedric, Nketiah, Partey. All these guys need to go. Why do we need? I don't need 10 people. I don't need 10 people I'm paying who are not helping me.
Imagine you're still
and then these people who are on loan. Lokonga, Tierney, Patino, and others. If they are not going to help us, sell, make money. I'd rather even they bring 4 solid than us having 10 people we can't use.
I still can't believe in 2023 we're still talking about Cedric, and Cedric is there in the sub. Cedric in the sub. You don't even give an academy player.
It's true.
That guy's on his way out. Hey, man, Arsenal can be so disappointing. Anyway, listen.
And that's what we need to learn from, if without complaining, because we love Arsenal. I feel like we need to learn from Bayer Leverkusen. We need to learn from Dortmund. We need to learn from the Bundesliga. I think the Bundesliga has perfected the art of coaching young guys from nowhere. Our youth, there's a lot of talent in our youth. All this deadwood that we have, we just need to get rid of them. Have a spine. You see, like now, for example, we know clearly that Saka is overworked. At least on the side of the left, we have Trossard. But on the right, Saka, there's nobody to replace him as a winger. Rich Nelson, don't even talk about him. You see, so he's overworked. So we need to replace through the spine a striker, a winger, a midfielder, a defender. So a defender who can switch between Gabriel and Saliba. And then, of course, whatever, somebody where a left back, because that's now everybody knows that's our weak point. You see, Kiwior. By the way, Kiwior, there's demand for him. Let's sell him. If we can get 20-30 million pounds, let's sell him. We need to. That's the only part of Arsenal that I feel that we need to improve. That if we buy a player and he's not showing any signs of improvement, like Kiwior, sell, replace.
So listen, I think I'll just end this conversation here. Then you move to the player ratings. So I think I'll be seeing you in a bit.
Okay, all right.
All right.